everybody, welcome back to AmityBloom. Today is what most of you have been waiting for, which is the launch of my Traveler's Notebook junk journals on my Etsy shop. I have been working on them for about a month now, and I'm very proud and happy with how they turned out. I honestly want to keep all of them. I created the journals with the same style that I made my journal, my previous junk journal that I showed. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys like how they turned out. So without further ado, let me show you guys the journals. So here it is. Here are all of the journals that I have been working on for the past month now. My goal is to make about 10 journals every month so that I can restock my Etsy shop. I wish I could make 100, but of course it's just me, and these journals take a lot of time and effort. Let me show you a quick little flip through of what's inside of each, and of course I'll link my Etsy shop below where you can see all the details of each journal and just check them out basically. Alright, so let's start with the standard size. So this is probably my most favorite journal that I created from the whole lot. I love it obviously because, you know, my obsession with fairies, and I love the cover. It's very vintage and kind of grungy in a little bit because of the paper. I used Tim Holtz paper for this, which is really pretty. So all of the journals, they each have a pocket on the front cover where you can put pretty much your ephemera. What I use is I keep all of my ephemera, my day-to-day ephemera, and I put it in this pocket so that when I go into journal, I can reach from there. So the papers are all tea-dyed. Most of them are all tea-dyed except for like book pages and things. I put some book pages. This one, I turned it into a pocket. Added bits of fabric. I was going to sew the fabric in, but at the last minute, my sewing machine just decided to have a brain fart and wasn't working, and it was a bad situation, and I didn't any longer because I wanted to list these this week. So I decided to just use fabric adhesive and adhere them down, and you still get that fabric texture. Now take into account that these journals are junk journal style, so it's not like all perfect pages. There's little bits and bobs here, and I've left like the little bits of fabric, like string, out because that's what I like. I'm selling the junk journal style that I like and that I would like to journal in. So just keep that in mind. If you're someone that doesn't really like, if you like all the pages to be the same and you don't like little bits and bobs here and there, then this probably is not the journal for you. Alright, so let's keep flipping. Some of the pages have this little border punch out. More fabric, more little text spots. This page goes out. This is a book page, and then I made a little text spot. Really pretty paper. Some have lines, some are book pages. You can still journal on the side, or what I like to do is on here you can add pictures, or you can add tags and journal on there. More little text spots. And in each journal there is an envelope in the inside where you can just tuck in anything that you like, and they're all made with vintage book pages in each journal. So there you go. Some are ripped. I left some of them ripped. So I'm very happy with how these journals turned out. There's a little bit more fabric. I love this paper. I need to get more of this paper. There we go. More fabric. Another little text spot. And that's the first one. This is the second one. This one is a little bit more girly. The cover is like embossed. It's some glittery polka dots. And the cover is just a flower. Same thing. There is a little pocket on the front. Different size paper, little text spots, pieces of fabric. I love how this tea dye turned out. More little text spots, some ledger paper, some book paper, some lined paper. This is from a Winnie the Pooh book that I absolutely loved. another little pocket, and this one has washi tape because it wasn't the most secure. This one gave me the most trouble for the binding, so I added some washi tape just to secure the pocket in. Because all of these are hand stitched, and most of them, all of them, turned out pretty good except for this journal. This journal, the envelope part was a little bit loose, but the washi tape secured it in. So no worries. Some cute little birds. Another tuck spot. Love this. I have a book, a vintage book of like these cool illustrations, and I put pages of this in each journal. And more fabric, and another little tuck spot in the back. So that is this one. Here's another one. This is a little bit more vintage and girly, kind of shabby chic with the girl. So I added some fabric washi tape, more fabric, and a little tuck spot. This beautiful fabric, little images, ledger paper, book page, another pocket, more pocket, some fabric, little tuck spots, the envelope that is in each journal. So I'm just going to quickly flip through these because we have 11 to go. More fabric, I love that one. So that is that one. And the last standard one, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to have some pinks, and then this one is a little bit more on the reddish, greenish, darkish tones. This one reminded me of Red Riding Hood for some reason, but this is, as I said, I wanted to have different types of journals for different types of people, because some people like really pink and girly tones, and some people like more muted, darker tones. So I created this one. I loved the little cover. I made this in my, I made this in Photoshop. And in the cover, another pocket. I really liked how this one turned out. This one was the only one that I managed to get stitching in. This is the only one. And then after this, my sewing machine just got tied up and I could not fix it for the life of me. So the lucky person that purchases this one will have the only piece that has fabric stitched in. That was all of the junk journals in the standard size. Now let's go to personal. Alright, so these were the 3 that I made for the personal. I made 2 that are pretty vintage, and then I made 1 for someone that wanted a little bit more color and not so much of the vintage feel. So let me start with this one with the butterfly cover. Another one. Spots. I love the papers that I used in here. I purchased a lot of vintage papers to make these journals and vintage books. And this one that's still vintage, of course, but not, it's more brighter colors. That's what I meant. Some more brighter tones. pocket-sized ones. These are the cutest little notebooks. I want to keep all of them. This one was my favorite in the pocket size. Alright, so now we're moving into the pocket-sized. This one, I wanted the cover to be of an image, so it's a vintage image of a little boy. And then the little tuck spots. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun making the pocket-sized journals. The little tuck spots are so cute, and I added some fabric. So cute. You can put cards in there. There's some more fabric pieces, more tuck spots. So as you can see, there's so many areas to tuck in, like pictures or journal cards. And then here I made a different type of envelope that you can put stuff in there. Oh, what's so cute. It's kind of like a seed packet. More fabric. And I love how the paper feels. If you're someone that likes how, like, if you've ever felt tea-dyed paper or just the texture of paper, oh, I love it. More tuck spots, some fabric, and that's this one. Here's another one. This one is some music paper and then pretty little floral on top. This one's a little bit more on the vintage side. Well, pretty much all of them are vintage. Now here's another one. This one's a little bit more girly, pretty pink. I love how just all of this looks together. It looks like vintage wallpaper, some ledger paper, some fabric, and some dictionary pages. It just looks so nice. And how you could journal on here is you can just grab a piece of paper, like here's a journaling card. You can glue it on there, or you can even tip it in, paper clip it. So the possibilities are endless. You can journal however you'd like in here. More text spots. And a little text spot in the back. So that's this one. And the last one that I absolutely loved, I wanted to keep this one as well because I love the cover. I will actually be making some dashboards in my Etsy shop with this paper because I love it. I loved it and I bought so much. So that was all of the journals that I will be listing in my Etsy shop. I hope you guys enjoyed. I honestly fell in love with making these. This was so much fun to make. Let's zoom out. This was so much fun to make, and what makes me feel so happy is that these journals will be in someone's traveler's notebook, and to me that's just really magical that my work will be in someone else's notebook and that they will actually journal in it. So that's just really, really special to me. So I hope you guys liked my little show of the journals that I will be listing in my Etsy shop. Everything about the prices, the sizes, how many pages, that will all be in my Etsy shop. So check that out. This is just to show you the covers, what's inside of each journal, and to give you some inspiration if you would love to make them as well. I think they're a great little project to make or a great gift for somebody. So Thank you so much for being very patient with me over this past month. This is why I've been MIA from like YouTube sometime and from Instagram, because I've been busy making these, and a lot of work goes into making these junk journals. So thank you, and again, I hope you guys have a great day filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.